thinking it's a long weekend, it's a public holiday, people have to rest. That is actually a peak for all of us at Road Transport and Safety Agency. So you know that the people plan for different social activities, engage differently in terms of social meetings. So people were traveling to and from different places. So there was one big thing which was happening. I think Zambian Breweries has organized their annual event, which they refer to as the Most Day of Thunder. And also there were other activities. People were going to different beaches, others were going to the falls. But I think the center of attraction was the Most Day of Thunder. I do remember that I think the media did report in Livingston that I think there was no bed space 2 days before the event. That tells you something in terms of road safety, that the roads were congested, the traffic volume were at the highest, and they were at the peak. So this means that people get excited. There is always a temptation when people are going into different places and they were relaxing. Either you want to exceed the speed limit. Secondly, you want to overload people because your vehicle can only carry 5 people, but you've got more than 5 friends and relatives. So what do you do? There's always a temptation in trying to squeeze yourselves. And when you're squeezing yourselves, the chances of you putting on a mandatory seat belt is actually below average. People are always tempted to drink under the influence of alcohol. If they don't drive under the influence of alcohol, it means that maybe they will be drinking and drive. So for the Livingstone, I think there was, on the first day of operation, I think the Road Transport and Safety Agency did record about 13 different motor traffic offenses, which resulted into convictions, and half of the number were female drivers. People are saying that is being feminist. Why are you pinpointing only women? I mean, look, women are known to be the most decent and law-abiding drivers. But we just wanted to show that, look, there is a change in trend. Not only are the men that are committing these offenses, but also the guys who are our opposite sex, they are also finding violating the road traffic offenses. We also looked up for underage driving. People that are privileged to come from very well-to-do families, you find that maybe a child is less than 18 years old, but he or she comes from a family where they own more than 4 vehicles. So instead of them using one vehicle, they would rather give a child to drive. We did record such instances. That is a very dangerous situation. It is not only dangerous to the person that is also using the road, but also very dangerous to the person that is driving who is underage. And in such instances, we don't only charge the underage driver. We also charge the owner of the motor vehicle for the offense which we refer to as permitting an unlicensed driver. You know that this child is not supposed to drive. You know they don't have a valid driver's license, but you give them a vehicle. So do you love your child? Then you don't. So basically, we shall be giving out the details in terms of regions, in terms of urban, in terms of provinces, as to in terms of road crashes which happened, in terms of accidents. But for now, we are still compiling, but we can round it up to Livingston. I think Livingston, there was a lot of excitement and people were engaging in different activities. But I want to say that so far, we haven't recorded any fatalities. But the most day of thunder was only for Saturday, so we don't know what happened on Sunday and Monday. That's why I said that if members of the public can just give us an opportunity, by Friday we should be able to issue a comprehensive statement detailing in which categories this accident did happen.
Right, but just for the purpose of trying to reconcile the two, on one side, um, with the case of the Livingston issue, where some promotion was going on one side, alcohol is being promoted because this is our national, so to say, lager, Mosi, that is brewed by Zambian breweries, and Livingston is quite some distance, 400 plus kilometers away from Lusaka, which apparently could have more patrons wanting to travel to that place. Alcohol is being promoted. The Road Safety Agency and Transport Safety Agency is also trying to educate people not to drive under the influence of alcohol or not to drive and drink. How easy is it to manage such events?
It's very difficult. You remember, I don't know if you can remember very well, in 2019, this partnership with Zambian Breweries has been in existence for over 10 years. So now, Zambian Breweries did donate breathalyzers to the Road Transport and Safety Agency, and there was April. social media was awash with a lot of criticism. How can they do this? But I think the policy of Zambian breweries is not to make people drink. Let me make it very clearly, and I'll explain it in very simple terms. The Road Transport and Safety Agency has no mandate to stop anyone from drinking alcohol. It is not our responsibility. There is no law that allows us to stop anyone from drinking alcohol. Our responsibility is to ensure that people drink responsibly, which is the same thing also for Zambian breweries. What we are saying, Mr. Musumali, is go to the Mosi Day of Thunder, go to any event where Zambian breweries is promoting its products. Go and have a taste of those products. Make sure that you enjoy it to the maximum. In so doing, you must be responsible. So someone can ask, how does someone drink responsibly? This is what we mean by saying drink responsibly. You know that you are going to have some alcohol where you are going. So first of all, don't go with your vehicle because you'll be tempted to drive. The best you can do, and what we advise, is make prior arrangements with a friend who is sober and is in possession of a driver's license. Get in touch with a colleague who you trust, somebody you know is a taxi driver whose vehicle is roadworthy and does possess a valid driver's license. Tell them, I'm going to this place, I'll be calling you at this particular time. Or if you think that I will delay, please try to get in touch with me at this interval, because I think by then I would have been a little bit tired. That is what we refer to as drinking responsibly. People are not stopped from gathering at social events. They are supposed to. That is their country. People are free. They must be enjoy. But what is the purpose of enjoying when it is going to cut your life short? What is the purpose of enjoying when you are going to be involved in road crash? Probably you will have a permanent scar, permanent injury. In very, very, very bad circumstances, you find that you actually lose lives.
All right.
So the idea is to have people drink responsibly. Make prior arrangements for somebody who's sober, somebody who has a valid driver's license to drive you. Then you can even drink without you realizing that you are home.
Okay.
Because you are somebody who is in charge of a motor vehicle and they are driving you with the total compliance and adherence to road traffic regulations.
Okay, we'll wait for the update, the compiled results, and of course the statistics of what exactly transpired, especially looking on the southern direction where this big event was. But of course, we'll be also looking at the statistics of road safety with regards to the Independence weekend across the country, because celebrations were dotted around the country. But now we zero in to our program topic today, that is call center operations. And why did you think of coming up with a call center as an agency?
Thank you very much. The call center is the interface between the Road Transport and Safety Agency and the members of the public who we exist to serve. Now, there's a perception that the Road Transport and Safety Agency is only is it interested, or on their only the duty they discharge is to enforce. Are you aware that there are people who think that you can only enter the premises of the Road Transport and Safety Agency only when you have an offense? It's not like that. The Road Transport and Safety Agency provides a lot of services to members of the public, starting with cross-border permits, issuance of driver's license, motor vehicle registration, renewal of driver's license, and many more other services. Now, so there are people who live in areas where there is no road transport and safety agents, but they have motor vehicles. They own motor vehicles. They need the information. So what do? Suppose they're in an area where there is no internet. How do they access the RATSA website? They have no access to the RATSA Facebook page. So it was based on the research that was done, and it was established that there are a lot of people who do not have direct access to the Road Transport and Safety Agency, whose services are critical. Road Transport and Safety Agency is not only meant to serve members of the public in urban areas. Actually, it is our responsibility to also serve those that dwell in rural areas, remote areas. That's why we have decided that in the areas where we are not present, we have come up with a partnership with local authorities. We have picked up selected local authorities. In this case, I'm referring to Mumbwa, Kapiri, Kabompo, Mwenilunga, Mwense, Mbala, Lundazi, and many others that I may have forgotten. Those have been selected to ensure that they also provide some of the services that are offered by the Road Transport and Safety Agency. They can do road worthiness. They can also sell road tax on behalf of the agency. So it was after the realization that we needed to expand our scope. We needed to reach out to everybody. How do we do this? Then we created the call center where people can ask any questions. relating to the Road Transport and Safety Agency so that we interface. Remember, we also need to know how the agency is serving you and what services are needed in a particular area. We may not know, but because you stay in Feira, you may say, in Feira here, it is very far where we do our road witness examination. So what do we do? Then the agents can plan for what is called the mobile licensing, where you go out in a particular area for a given period and you provide that service and you come. Or you get in touch with the local authority, then they permanently start providing some of the services offered by the agency.
Okay. That partnership with local authorities and with regards to roadworthiness, for example, are those officers, have you trained them to test vehicles or to certify that this vehicle is fit to be on the road?
Thank you very much. The Road Traffic Act number 11 of 2002 who gives powers to only an examiner, a qualified and certified examiner, to carry out a motor vehicle roadworthiness. So those people who are doing that service, they are either trained or we do second our officers to provide that service at a local authority. For example, Chililabombwe, the newly one which we are using now, you know, there's a huge traffic volume there going to that particular area. So I think we have about Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's when we offer our services.
Right.
But so we do send some of our examiners there. They stay there for those days, then they come back.
Coming back to the operations of the call center, how is this jurisdiction? How is the radius? Is it just domiciled in Lusaka, or how accessible is it from people who are in far-fetched areas?
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you have asked that, and I think that question keeps coming up. Actually, it is officially referred to as a national call center.
Okay.
So it is actually
situated in Lusaka.
It is based in Lusaka. So it can be in Mwindulunga, it can be in Kaputa. This is a facility that is available to everybody. It's not restricted to Lusaka. All you just need to know is pick up a phone and call the people, and they're going to ask you. And I want to repeat that when you want to ask, don't restrict yourself to say, maybe they can only answer on this part. Anything related to road transport and issues to do with road safety, we have the responsible people and experts who are going to provide you with that particular information. So it is not restricted to urban areas. It is not a Lusaka thing. It is not a Southern Province thing like Livingstone. It is not a Copperbelt thing. It is for everybody. People in Mukushi can still access us. People in very far-flung areas, they can still access this call center.
So what is the number then to call?
Well, the number is 983, and it is a toll-free line. It is open to Airtel, it is open to Zamtel, it is also open to MTN. So all you need to do is just to make sure that your phone is powered up properly, and you don't need to have airtime of any of these mobile providers. It is a toll-free line. So just call 983, and our agents will be more than glad to attend to you, and you can ask them any question, and you can report any offense, and it shall be documented, it shall be reported in our records.
How different is your line with other lines that are toll-free, and at times you find someone is calling even just for an emergency, and you stay 5 minutes just on hold, you listen to a recorded message. How easy is the 983 line with regards to responding to needs of the people?
Thank you very much. Not to be seen to be praising myself, but I do think and also not to preempt what is going to happen, but I remember that in the past there was that a complaint that people will be kept waiting for about a minute or two without being responded to. But you may be aware that
at times just rings and no one responds.
I do agree with you, but we have been doing upgrades at the call center, and very soon we shall be launching the new call center.
Okay.
So there are a lot of things that you've done. For now, I can even ask you that once we're done with this program, just try it. Once you call, it's prompt now. Okay. It's actually, I was passing through yesterday. I was even telling colleagues that now they have to wait for you to call them. You know, like I said, you find that 2-3 agencies are free because in the process of improving it, and I think the system also has been worked on, so it's very effective now. So people can call and immediately they are responded to.
And with regards to operation hours, how open is it? Is it 24/7 or you close at some time?
Well, Mr. Musumali, the call center doesn't close. Be it public holiday, be it normal working days, it is open at all times. That's why our colleagues who work there, they have got shifts. So at every minute, every hour, you know, there is always somebody to respond to you. Even when people were celebrating during Independence, even during the Christmas period, our call center is open. Even at a time you think you are sleeping, no one can talk to you, just try and pick up a phone and call them. There's always somebody to listen to you. It's 24/7. There's no sleeping.
Okay. And I know that you have indicated that the means of communication is through mobile, like mobile service providers, and the number is 983. How about those with landlines? How do you get to the call center?
Well, provided they call the 983,
It will
because
still go through.
it will still go through. So even if you have a landline, as long as it's a communication device,
Okay.
it still take you to the call center.
And what type of reports do you want people to take? I know you've just indicated that maybe someone wants to access to understand the services that you offer as an agency. What reports do you generally receive on the call center line that those people can be competently respond and give feedback to the interested party?
I think there's no limitation into what kind of reports that we receive. That's why it's a general inquiry line. But I think mostly people do want to find out like validity of a driver's license. My driver's license is expiring in 2 days or in 1 month. Is it possible I can renew it? My road tax, when am I supposed to renew? What is the cost of the road tax? I will be traveling to this place, but my vehicle is not in good condition, but you must specify what could you be wrong with your motor vehicle so that you are advised. And sometimes people do get in some arguments, for instance, with our colleagues from the Zambia police, our colleagues from the call center do receive that, look, I am here at a traffic checkpoint, and they have found me with this case, and they are saying that I must pay. I mean, it's a responsibility of the call center, because not every offense is finable, and sometimes you can actually educate, and sometimes you can give someone to say, okay, you have committed this particular offense. According to the law, you can pay within 7 working days. So here is a charge sheet, you go. But you know, sometimes we've had cases where it's putting, no, I've been told to pay that, otherwise I'm not going to go. Why are you not supposed to go? It's a non-impoundable offense. You have been given a charge sheet, so you're going to pay. So it's actually a mixture of queries that we receive. Sometimes we receive calls from our colleagues from neighboring nations, and they're saying, no, I want to pay for tolls, but the system is down. Because the call center is centrally located and I've got access to almost everyone. They'll quickly get in touch with IT and they say, okay, the system at this border station is not working. And immediately, because IT also is 24/7, so they'll immediately rectify that and sort it out. If it means sorting out the system from here and make somebody pay from Kazungula, that can be done, and has been done before.
Can I use the call center just for example, if for unexpected reason I don't, for example, don't have my driver's license on me, and then I'm requested to produce, if I don't have it on me, can the call center verify with an officer who insists that I produce that I'm a holder of a driver's license?
Yeah, Mr. Musumani, you know that people are very busy. They've got other things to do. Sometimes you drive at gunpoint. For instance, we are here. You didn't know that you are supposed to go to Livingston, and maybe one of your supervisors said, immediately after the program, please, I want you to go to Livingston. You have no time to go home. It is very possible to forget a license. That's the way we forget the ATM. You must never punish a person for not carrying a driver's license. What is important is they are in possession. So, if there's an argument with any of the officers, either from our side or from the Zambia police, what you do is just to tell them, I'm a holder of a valid driver's license. Can I call the call center to verify? Okay. Then you call the call center, you give them an NRC. Immediately, in less than a minute, the call center is going to give in. They'll tell you what class your driver's license is, when it is expiring, what your names are. If the officer is insisting that you're not in possession, they can even take a screenshot and send it to you so that you prove it. There is also what we call an enforcement application app. It's a smart app. I do have it on my phone. So if I'm doubting, I can easily just